We take a moment to pause and share a mindful moment of silence together while listening to the land acknowledgement for Sacramento City College, all of its campuses. The student leaders of Sacramento City College do represent the voice of all the colleges and the land that they're on. We acknowledge the land currently occupied by Sacramento City College, including the West Sac and Davis Centers, as the traditional home of the Maidu, Miwok, Nisenan, and Patwin people. These sovereign people have been caretakers of the area since time immemorial. Despite centuries of genocide and occupation, the Maidu, Miwok, Nisenan, and Patwin people continue as vibrant and resilient federally recognized and unrecognized tribes, bands, and rancherias. Today, we honor and recognize our Maidu, Miwok, Nisenan, and Patwin tribal neighbors for their contributions as the caretakers of the Sacramento Valley and honor their sustained existence. It is with their blessing and continued guidance that Sacramento City College seeks to provide accessible, equitable, and supportive institution of learning and experience. Please be seated. I would like to introduce today's moderator for the forum, Michael McDaniels.
Thank you. Welcome, Sacramento City College community, and welcome the student candidates for office. I am Michael McDaniels, today's moderator, and just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. It might help the audience and help as a refresher for our candidates. Altogether, things should take about an hour, maybe a little less. You did hear that there'll be pizza afterwards for those of you that are here and participating with your time. If time allows, the audience will have an opportunity to ask questions of the candidates. Just to give you a sense for how things would go, you're not going to be able to ask a question that all of the candidates will have an opportunity to answer. We just don't have that kind of time. So direct your question to a particular candidate if you would. There's basically maybe 3.5 parts to how things get done. It's going to start with me moving from my right all the way down. Our candidates, they'll have an opportunity to introduce themselves and speak to which office which they're running. That's all they're doing at that point. And then we have randomly selected the order by which candidates who are running for any particular contested office would speak, but otherwise the order goes in a kind of hierarchical fashion from our Senate to our Club and Events Board and alternates back and forth. Got that all down, and I'll introduce them individually for their opportunity to speak to their candidacy. That's the second part. And that third part is the opportunity, if time allows, for questions. And then we'll follow up with a chance for each candidate to speak for 30 seconds on a closing remark. When they do speak, they'll have 3 minutes. And we do have a timer, Miss Rosa Rose over here in the corner, who will let me know if we get to about 30 seconds prior to the 3 minutes close. And for candidates, if I have to firmly but gently stop you after 3 minutes, forgive me in advance. I know that can be a little awkward and maybe a little off-putting, but I'm sure that you guys will have had plenty of opportunity to get your points across and to be understood by your community. So don't sweat it. But that will be another thing to kind of keep in mind. They do have questions that they were each offered as a guideline for their presentation. There are 4 questions that I'll read to you, but each of those 4 questions don't have to be addressed. None of them do. One of them, a combination, it's really their choice. But in anticipation that this might be the sort of thing that you as a community would be interested in, we did give them some ideas of that which they could speak to. So I'll just read what those are. The first is, why did you choose to run for this position? The second, if voted in, what would be your goals and priorities during your term? A third, 53% of SCC students are all online. In a virtual environment, how best will you spread awareness and communication with your position? And last, what are some issues that affect the student body that need to be addressed? Let's make sure that I've covered everything that we needed to attend to before we get started. Think we've got it. Thank you all for being in attendance, and thank you for all of our leaders who are running for office. I believe that student leaders are advocates for thousands of people on campus and online, and they do set a tone for the direction of our campus life and our Los Rios community. And I think just the act of volunteering into this space of service deserves a great deal of admiration and gratitude, regardless of any outcome. So I speak for, I think, all of us, that we're grateful for putting yourself out there. That's all right. And not only do they deserve our gratitude, they also deserve our critical understandings, our discernment. You're here to listen to what they have to say and make decisions for what you think is best for City College and Los Rios moving forward, and best to the candidates. So with that, I will hand the mic over to my far right, and I'll ask each of the candidates to speak into the mic, introduce themselves and what office that they're running for. We'll move it all the way down to my left, and then we'll get started on each individual presentation. Sound good? All right. I do see that one bit of office work that didn't say that not every candidate is here today. Not everybody can make it all at the same time. So if somebody is not here that has a speech that they need to present, I will be reading on their behalf. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Just ask you to get us started, and then you can move it to the left. Just no name and what you run for. That's right. Go ahead and stand.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dennis Lopez, and I'm running for Clubs and Events for President.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angel Garcia, and I'm running for Vice President for Student Senate.
Hello, I'm Daniel Tumang, and I'm running for Secretary of Outreach and Development in Student Senate.
I'm Lynn Rios, and I'm running for Student Trustee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Keela Roberts, and I'm running for the Vice President of the Clubs and Events Board. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Ephraim Sharikov, and I'm running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs.
Hello, I'm Liana Matau, and I am also running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs.
Hello, I'm Angel Venuya, and I'm running for Student Senate President.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eileen Lam. I'm running for Vice President of the Senate.
Hello, everyone. My name is Obehi, and I'm running for Secretary of Student Senate.
Hello, my name is David Tran. I am running for President on the Clubs and Events Board.
Hello, my name is July Pia, and I'm running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yusuf Fuad, and I'm running to be your Los Rios student trustee.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leonardo Torres, and I'm running for the student trustee position.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathaniel Pitul, and I'm running for student trustee for Los Rios.
How's that? Is it here? Okay. Got it? Yep. All right. Okay, I'll introduce our first student speaker, running for student Senate President, Angel Benuya.
Okay. Do I have to wait for you to start your timer?
As soon as you're ready, we'll start.
Okay, ready. So, hello everyone. I'm Angel Benuya. I'm running for student senate president. So I'll just begin. Now, when I was a little girl, about yay big, I did not dream about power or joining student government. My parents told me to keep my head down low, study well, and get a job. So what did I do after hearing that for so long? Well, I raised my head up as high as I possibly could, and right at the beginning of my first year of community college, I joined our school's student associate council. Now, I thought it was going to be like the governance that I saw in high school, making TikToks, planning a dance, and maybe arguing about decorations for an hour and going home. Luckily, I was very, very wrong, because what I found here at Sacramento City College was impact, real impact that held the ability to change student lives. The end of this semester will mark the end of my first year here at community college and the end of my term as Secretary of Legislative Affairs. And over the past year as your Secretary of Legislative Affairs, I learned something really important. Students are not asking for crazy things. We're asking for the basics. Being able to meet with a counselor before the semester is halfway over. Not having to stress about where your next meal is coming from. Understanding how artificial intelligence is going to affect our classes and your future before it just does. None of that is impossible, and honestly, it's common sense. But here's the thing about common sense. It's not that common. And sometimes, or it only really works if someone is actually there to listen. And I think a lot of students feel like nobody is. You send out an email, you fill out a form, and you wait. And then you wait some more. And then you wait a little bit more. And eventually you've been waiting for so long, you forgot what you've been waiting for. And I don't think it should be like that. I think student government should actually feel like it belongs to students. You should be able to walk up to your student body president on the quad and say, hey, this isn't working, and they should actually do something about it. That's the kind of culture I've seen here from our current student senate, and it's the type I want to continue and amplify. One that is present, responsive, and willing to figure things out with you. I'm here because I care about fixing things. This past March, I scheduled legislative visits for our district's annual lobby day, and I realized something. If students don't speak up, nobody else is going to do it, at least not with the same amount of authenticity and fervor that we have. There are more than 22,000 of us here at SCC, 22,000 stories, 22,000 goals, and 22,000 voices, and I don't think a single one of those voices should be quiet. I think they should be loud, I think they should be heard, and I think they should be taken seriously. Because advocacy should not feel complicated,
30 seconds.
it should not feel distant, and it definitely shouldn't feel like it belongs to someone else. Because in reality, advocacy belongs to every single one of you. So if you're ready for a student government that cares a little less about appearances and more about action, then let's do something different, and let's make student voices impossible to ignore. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Club and Events Board President, and this is a contested office. So we're going to start by hearing from David Tran, and then afterwards I'll ask Dennis Lopez to come up. But for right now, David Tran.
Someone once told me, a society grows great when old men plant trees, the shade of which they know they will never sit in. While I may not be old, I want to plant my tree here at Sac City, for I believe that being kind and helping others gives life meaning. And I want my actions and deeds to continue affecting people long after I'm gone. I've once questioned my belonging in the world, asking if there was a place for me at all. And from that, I had found an answer for it in clubs. In high school, while I might have been overzealous with my participation in 6 leadership roles in 6 different clubs and a sport on top of that, I found the importance of community and something even greater, third-party spaces. These are spaces that we don't frequent as often, but are there for us to lounge and commune. I, for one, am a firm believer in creating more spaces like this for our students, free of charge, whether it be through hosting our own events in the Student Center with music, snacks, games, and other festivities, or helping clubs build their own spaces, like providing funding for their own snacks and games and trips. The point is, within the chaos of everything in the world, like school, work, or even our own home, I think it's easy to get lost. But only in spaces like this can we find our way back to ourselves. And it's much easier to do so when we have people filling these spaces and are there for us to guide us. I stand here today as your candidate to be your clubs and events board president, which means being a servant to the students here at Sac City and offering my ears to your ideas. And if you were to ask me what my self-motive is, simply put, I'm a creative person with an artistic vision. And how I want to utilize that energy is to make our campus feel more lively and feel like home. And that might be through events, feeling a little bit more alive, intentional, and new. While my time here at Sac City is fleeting, I hope the tree that we plant here together will continue to shade others for future students and generations to come. Thank you, and please vote for me.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dennis Lopez. I'm currently running for, sorry. I'm currently running for Clubs and Events Board President. I'm guessing a lot of you guys are asking yourselves, who is this guy? Why should I vote for him? And I want to answer that. Giving a little bit of background on myself, I'm currently serving my 2nd semester of student government as our Clubs and Events Board Treasurer. In my term, I was fortunate enough to work with clubs and their questions regarding funding and helping out with events. But I want to do more than that. I want to provide all of the students of Sacramento City College with an unforgettable experience that they can carry with them forever. I want to make sure all of our students feel welcome at Sacramento City College and like they belong here. After reaching out to students and gaining feedback, I realized our students want more events here at Sac City. Now, planning events are a tedious process, and our current team has worked so hard to provide our students with that. But I am determined and prepared to work and provide our students with the best college experience we can offer. Vote Dennis Lopez for Clubs and Events Board Presidents, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to switch back over to the Student Senate candidates. And again, we have a contested office. This is Student Senate for Vice President. We have 2 candidates, and we are going to start with Eileen Lamb Salinas. And then afterwards, you'll hear from Angel Garcia. But first, we'll start with Eileen. And I'll let you come up now. And Angel, you can right afterwards. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eileen Lam. I'm an international student, and when I first started here, it was nerve-wracking. I didn't know what I was gonna do. What did I have to do? I had nobody here. And thanks to Nathaniel, he made me join student government, and this place just became home. And currently, as a student senator, I've experienced and seen in firsthand the issues that we may experience at Sac City College. And I want to help create a stronger and more unified community where everyone feels included. My experience in student council has shown me how powerful student voices can be. And I'm ready to use that energy to advocate and bring the school spirit back and make our SEC games and events more exciting. But also, I truly believe that we can be responsible and have fun at the same time. Let's build a campus where we can lead, connect, and have fun together. Yep.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angel Garcia, and again, I'm running for Student Senate Vice President. And I'm running for Vice President for a few reasons, but it really all boils down to just I'm trying to make this school better for all of you guys. And but I believe a lot of that starts with our faculty. And as former Secretary of Sustainability, I've put a lot of effort into trying to connect with them to make this campus overall safer, cleaner, and more welcoming for everyone. The role showed me how much student leadership can ultimately impact our daily life on campus, and ignited a passion in me to want to do more. I've also taken that advocacy beyond campus, going to DC, advocating on a federal level, and also going to San Francisco to vote on resolutions. If I'm elected vice president, my top priorities will be communication, accessibility, and student support. I want to make sure students not only know what resources are available to them, but actually feel encouraged to use them. That means improving how we share information, supporting student organizations, and making sure your concerns are heard and acted on. There are also real issues we need to address with things like lack of awareness about resources, mental health challenges, campus cleanliness, and feeling disconnected, especially in a hybrid or online environment. I've worked on some of these issues through sustainability and safety efforts, and as vice president, I want to continue building on those in a bigger way. At the end of the day, I'm running because I believe student leadership should be active, visible, and effective. I'm ready to work for all of you students and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move back over to Club and Events Board. This is for Vice President. This next speaker is Keila Roberts.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keila Roberts, and I am running for Vice President of the Clubs and Events Board. I have served as the Secretary of Public Relations Officer for Clubs and Events Board this past semester, and it has been a very great opportunity. I have enjoyed it, and what I've learned the most out of this semester is that I want to continue to create legacy events for our students that they will enjoy and continue to build on as semesters go on at Sacramento City College. This will be my last year, and I just hope to make a great impact on student involvement and within the community, and in creating and focusing on creating events that create a lasting impression with the students. As far as serving as your vice president of clubs and event sports, I hope that you guys see me as someone that you guys can come and talk to. I'm currently working on campus as a writing center tutor, and I value everyone's opinion here at Sacramento City College. And I would just like to say thank you. As I'm the only candidate running for vice president, your vote still counts, and I would love to see you guys come up and show out. Thank you.
We're about halfway. How's everybody doing? You okay? Thumbs up? All right. Okay. Great. Appreciate you being here and appreciate you good listening. We have 3 candidates running for the Student Senate Secretary of Legislative Affairs. I will share their names in order and then we'll get started in the manner in which we have before. First speaker will be Liana Matau. Second will be July Puya. And last we'll have Ephraim Sharipkov. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any names, doing what I can. going to ask you guys to again, just kind of come up when it's your order. So we'll start with Liana, then July, then Ephraim. So first up, Liana Matau.
Hello, everybody. My name is Liana Matau, and I am running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs. For my personal interest, I am running for this role because of my extreme involvement of law and policy. My major is political science, and I do have plans to become an attorney. For your guys' interest, I am majorly striving to grow students' participation, not only in general throughout the campus, but in advocacy. I believe that I am fully prepared to prepare you guys, anyone who is interested in learning how to advocate on your behalf, not only on a state level, but a federal level. You guys are students, and your voices, experiences, stories, any experiences with systematic issues are important. And I am interested in learning about those experiences and stories to bring those problems to legislative bodies on a state and federal level. I want to hear those stories because they are important, and that's exactly why you guys are here today. I am very happy to see that our chairs are not empty. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about a systematic issue or experience that you have a problem with, that is why I would want this position, in order to use those stories and information when we go out to the state capitol, and like our team this year went out to DC. So with that, I am also currently a senator here, and I have worked with the current legislative affairs position. She is a wonderful human being, and she's running for our president, and I believe I'm fully capable of identifying areas where we can improve and how to make our team better next year. And I am outside of school. I'm also a pool manager, so I have management experience. I know how to delegate tasks and work with the team. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Jalipia, and I'm running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs. I wanted to run for this position specifically because I know how important this section of student government can be for the entire of the student population. And as a student that came from a country that is and has been going through ongoing civil unrest, I decided to major in global studies / international relations in hopes of changing the world or making the world a better place. I know, it sounds very dreamy. It sounds very fairy tale like. World peace right now. Hopefully, I have enough time to finish my degree first. But I know extraordinary changes don't take place overnight. And big changes need small steps, and these small steps are right in front of us. It starts from our local governments, and it starts from our communities. How many of you actually know what goes on in these student council meetings? What proposals are we reviewing? What bills are we trying to pass? What policies are being implemented? Last semester, I participated in the collegial listening session in the second floor of the library, and we had groups. We had small discussion groups, and there was this one DSPS student that had a great idea. She was she was a STEM major, and she mentioned that it would be great to have programs and resources specifically catered towards students in disability. And I was like, wait, yeah, that's such a great idea. Like, why aren't we doing that? Why isn't the school doing anything about it? But that interaction, that conversation we had, it ended with just a conversation. We didn't know what to do with our idea. We didn't know who to talk to. We didn't know who could help us. And that's where I want to start as Secretary of Legislative Affairs. I value transparency, organization, and meaningful discussions that reflect the diverse perspectives of our campus. I will accurately document discussions, maintain clear and organized records, and share legislative updates in a way that keeps students informed and engaged. Through this role, I hope to strengthen the trust between the student body and the student government. And I want to foster a more connected community and active campus and a campus that turns ideas into actions. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Ephraim Sharkov. You've probably seen my face on the way here. I am running for the Office of Legislative Affairs for many reasons. On a personal level, I've always been interested in legislation, and I also hope to attend and graduate from law school. So this is very in line with what I want to do with my life. However, I'm not going into this blind. I feel like I have a lot to offer everyone here in terms of my employment, and in particular, my workers union. Shout out to TW 555, triple nickel. It was there where I was able to get experience speaking face-to-face with lawmakers, doing research on legislation, and deciding whether we oppose it or support it and where we stand with that. And that's something that I could bring to the table here. And that's something that I would like to continue if I were elected, to do what the office was designed to do in terms of spreading awareness about legislation and advocating for students. Now, that sort of advocacy is something I would continue to online students who represent 53% of the student body here at Sac City. So, for example, there's AB 2392, which would require AI training anytime new AI tools are deployed on campus for both faculty and students alike. And then there's AB 2422, which would extend financial aid deadlines and remove certain fees due to system backlogs. These are things that would benefit both online students and in-person students alike. Now, when the Student Council had come back from its lobbying efforts in Washington, D.C. and the state capitol here in Sacramento, there was this consensus that the council was a little underprepared. And there's this quote that's always stuck with me and I think is relevant here. And it's by Chris Voss. And he says, "You do not rise to the occasion, you fall to your lowest level of preparation." And that's the sort of mindset I would like to bring to the office and to the table, and make sure that the student council and by extension the students here are aware of who we're talking to, the actual legislators and lawmakers, as well as what the bills are about. And with that, thank you.
Next, we have the Club and Events Board Treasurer, who is Evelyn Ruby Lopez Paz. I don't see her here, so I'll read her very brief statement before we move on. She stated, "I have been a member of SAC since mid-September of fall 25, Senator of Athletics. I want to continue to advocate for students and facilitate change. I love wrestling, helping others, baking and cooking. I'm really friendly and an outgoing person who loves to help and tutor others as well." So that's a bit about Ruby, who's running unopposed for office. Okay. So who we got next? Okay, next we have our Student Senate Secretary, Obehi Benito Osorogo. And if Obehi would come up, we'll listen to her speech next. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Obehi, and I'm running for the position of Secretary of the Student Senate. I'm just going to move this up slightly. I was a senator for the past year, and as a senator, I've learned a lot, but most importantly, I've learned what it means to be a student leader. Now, I feel like a lot of us don't really know what it is that the student government does, but we do a lot of work that involves advocacy, policy development, and making changes on campus that directly affect you. Now, I chose to run for secretary, even though it's not a very popular role, seeing as I'm the only one running, but it's a very important role. It is a role that basically bridges the gap between Senate and student. Now, if I were to ask us to show up by show of hands, how many of us know when the Student Senate has meetings? That's not a lot. How many people are able to attend Student Senate meetings? How many people know that the Student Senate meetings are open to all students and not just leaders? So you see, there's a lot of information that needs to go around, and that's where I come in. As Student Senate Secretary, it is my job to create minutes of the meetings. And as Secretary, I plan to have my minutes to be so detailed, but not too much, to the point that even when you weren't in the meetings, you'd be able to know the things that were discussed. Because the things that are discussed in our meetings directly affect each and every one of you. Now, with over 50% of our students being 100% online, I plan to have little bite-sized version of the minutes sent through emails, school portals, or through social media, because I believe that it is very important for all of our students to stay informed. And that's essentially my speech. I hope that you vote for me because your vote matters, not just for school elections, but even the broader elections that we have. So please make sure to vote, and if possible, bring a friend. Thank you.
Okay, we are through with our club and events board officerships, and we'll continue to stay with the student senate. We have two candidates running for Secretary of Outreach and Development. We'll start with Daniel Tumang, and then afterwards, Catherine Davies. I'll be reading Catherine Davies's statement, but we start with Daniel Tumang. Come on up.
Hello. So I'm Daniel, and I'm running for Secretary of Outreach and Development. So I feel like, this impact throughout my life, I feel like that I've always wanted to make an impact and connections with my community. I feel like I've done that enough with like Sacramento community. If you've ever attended the River City Food Bank, you've probably seen me there. And then I just wanted to, impact. I'm a first year right now here at Sacramento City College, and I decided that I wanted to at least have an impact on here. That's why currently I'm a student senator, and I feel like just attending meetings, it just sees a lot of like just the background of like legislation and just how things happen, like budgeting and stuff. Uh, I decided to do Secretary of Outreach because at the end of the day, I just remember like throughout my time here, like I even did dual enrollment here, so I was here in high school, and I would just be constantly walking around campus. You should have like seen me, like I was just running around campus, and I would just meet so much students and just people, and I feel like that helps with just outreach. So, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about bringing voices to the voiceless, as there are many students here who just I feel like they don't get that help that they need. Like you get like you probably there'll probably be students out here who are just like have no idea of what goes on in campus. Uh, they can probably like ask someone for help, but then all they're just told is that is not my department, and so I can't help you. And I just feel like that just doesn't really help each other. Like you can at least like lead others. So uh as for like the fact that a lot of students are online, I feel like not a lot of students actually really check e-services. So I think social media is a good presence, and also teachers can also like professors can at least post it on their Canvas for their class, because at least it lets the students in their class like know what is going on campus, and it also helps with resources. Because at the end of the day, like we have so much resources here on campus that are just not really being used. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, this is a statement from Catherine Davies. Hello, my name is Catherine Davies and I'm running for Secretary of, oh, you'll excuse me. She's next, but she is not running for Outreach and Development. I had it underneath Daniel because she does come next, but she is actually running for Secretary of Sustainability, so forgive me. And I'm running for Secretary of Sustainability. I chose to run for this position because I care deeply about environmental sustainability, how it shows up in students' everyday lives. Through my experience working with the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment, OEHHA, where I help maintain the Proposition 65 chemical list, and from leading the Inclusive Nutrition Club at Cosumnes River College, I've learned that sustainability only works when it's practical and easy for students to engage with. I'm especially interested in supporting tangible sustainability improvements on campus with the knowledge I have gained at OEHHA, whether that's creating better outlets for waste reduction and reuse, exploring creative carbon capture strategies, improving indoor air quality through tools like HEPA filtration, or advocating for safer, high-quality drinking water, including attention to contaminants like parafluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS. Too often, sustainability efforts sound good in theory, but without real implementation, they don't create meaningful change. I want to focus on initiatives that actually make a difference in student daily lives and move SEC's sustainability efforts forward. If elected, I promise to turn ideas into action and make sustainability something students can actually see and experience on campus. I hope you'll consider me for Secretary of Sustainability. That is Catherine. And I don't see Jesus Hernandez. Is Jesus here? I don't see him. Okay, so he is running for the Student Senate Secretary of Technology, and I'll read his brief speech. I'm currently Secretary of Technology for Student Senate, and I also participated in summer at City Hall with the City of Woodland, and which gave us a lot of leadership experience. I'm hoping to continue my work in serving for the students, as I feel it's important that students feel connected to the campus. It's our duty and our oath to serve for the campus and make a difference. Apart from student government, my interest to technology, I do like to have the time in my free time to work on technology, having fun, playing with my friends and playing games. That's Jesus. For student senator, we have more up to 10 positions available. I believe we have one candidate at this moment. This is Maya Carvajal. Are you here, Maya? I don't think so. I just want to make certain. Okay, so I'll read what Maya has to say and then we'll keep moving from there. I served as my high school board representative for 2 years. I have experience with communicating student needs and wishes to district officials and preparing speeches as well as gathering data. I am very interested in getting more involved in campus. As a political science major, I like to gain more experience with student affairs and gaining insight on the inner workings of the student body. I am passionate about equity and education and firmly believe that every student deserves the best quality and education that serves their specific needs. Excuse me. I really enjoy crafting and spending time with family. Artistic pursuits can be somewhat therapeutic for me, although they're only recreational. I serve as diversity and inclusion officer in the Honors Club, and although it has only been a short period of time, I'm really looking forward to exercising that role for student outreach. That's Maya Carvajal. Thank you. All right. Was there a candidate up here that I didn't get to? I hope I got to everyone that was here that isn't trustees, excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our four candidates for student trustee. That is our only student elected office that is for the entire Los Rios district. So they've been giving their speeches throughout the different campuses in our Los Rios district. And we have our order here. I'll read their names and then we'll let them finish up this part of our presentation. And thank you for your patience. So first up will be Leonardo Torres Rubalcaba. I apologize, Leonardo. That's on me. And then we have Yusuf Fouad. You're good. You can stand right there. You will be first in line. And then afterwards, Yusuf Fouad will go, followed by Nathaniel Petuelli. And last speaker for today will be Lynn Farias. So with that, we'll start with Leonardo and move from there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Real quick before we start, please imagine I'm wearing something a little bit more professional. All right. So I'll try to keep it short and sweet, keep it brief. Why am I running for this position for student trustee? And the reason I'm doing that is because I spent far too much time focusing on other tasks that aren't my education. I spent too much time going from department to department trying to figure out, why do I have this hold on my account? What's a SAP appeal? What's SAP? Where's my financial aid money? Too much stuff that isn't my education. And I want to solve these issues for other students because I know it's not just me. So we could all just focus on our education more. All right. If I'm voted in, what are my priorities? Firstly, I want to ensure that students understand the resources available to them and they easily understand how to access them. But at the end of the day, as student trustee, my job isn't to tell you all what's important. My job is to take what's important to all of you and make it matter to the board of trustees. And then final thing, what are some issues that needs to be addressed, right? I say from all my time that I've spent talking to students, there's the big three, right? Number one, financial aid. People don't understand what SAP is or what their financial aid is. And they don't understand that they're 1 unit away from getting additional grant money, additional thousands of dollars, because it's just not readily available. Well, it is, but you have to dig for that information. Number two would be lack of counselors. At this point, it's like as easy to win the lottery it is to get a counselor at this point, and we need to get rid of that. And then number three would just be a lack of sense of community. We have so many people here, but it doesn't feel like we're united. That needs to be addressed as well. And my name is Leo Torres. Thank you for hearing me out. That's it.
On the first day of my American government class at ARC, our professor asked us what our grievances were with the college. We spent pretty much the rest of the entire class period talking about parking, crumbling infrastructure, rain coming through the ceilings of buildings, weeks-long waits to get a counselor, real problems. But when class ended, nobody knew how to actually share those concerns with the people who could fix them. The Board of Trustees shapes every campus in this district, and most units have no idea how to even reach them. And that disconnect is what I'm running to fix. I have three top priorities from speaking to students: counseling and access to mental health services. Students in crisis simply cannot wait weeks for an appointment. Infrastructure, students, Los Rios Community College District is the second largest community college district in all of California. However, I think we deserve facilities and investment that reflect that size. And there should be a direct line between students and the board that actually works for everybody. I didn't want to wait until I was elected to start that last one, so I've already built it. If you go on your phone right now, yusufforlosrios.com. It's a Google form. Now I want you to tell me how I can represent you better. With over half of SEC students taking classes all online, they can't drop by an office, they can't come to a board meeting, and a trustee who only shows up in person is failing the majority of the students that they represent. The website lets any student on any campus, online or in person, submit concerns directly to me. and I'll compile what I receive before every board meeting and bring it to the table. Online students are an afterthought, and in SEC's case, they're actually the majority, and they deserve representation that meets them where they actually are. I'm a political science major and a research assistant at UC Davis. I'm the founder and president of the Mock Trial Club, where we've brought in several elected officials to speak, but frankly, I don't think that actually matters because I'm representing 80,000 students across 4 campuses, and this position should be less about me and more about you all. So use it for losrios.com and tell me what I can do to represent you. Thank you.
Before I start, can everyone grab up their phones and scan this QR code for me? Real quick, I'm just gonna give 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. And if it's too late, I have posters around campus that you can scan the QR code. Good afternoon, Sac City. My name is Nathaniel Petueli, and it's truly an honor to stand before you today as a candidate for student trustee for the Los Rios Community College District. I am running because I believe every student across our 4 colleges deserve to feel seen, heard, supported, and empowered. This campaign is deeply personal to me because behind every student ID number is a real story, a real struggle, and a real dream. Many of us balancing classes with work, family responsibilities, financial hardship, and personal challenges. Yet, we continue to show up because we believe in a better future. That future deserves leadership that listens, leadership that shows up, and leadership that fights for students. My commitment to student advocacy is not new. I have had the privilege of serving as Student Senate President and Vice President, where I have worked to uplift student voices and advocate for meaningful change on our campus. Through these roles, I have represented students in meetings and conferences at the local, regional, and conferences at Washington, D.C. But more importantly, I have been part of real tangible process. I was actively involved in the work that helped Sacramento City College gain recognition as the first Black serving institution in Los Rios Community College District. Adding to that, we are also, thank you, a Hispanic serving institution and an Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander serving institution. That recognition matters because it brings resources, visibility, and support to historically underserved students. And I am proud to have been part of that effort. I also work and serve in the Undocumented Resource Center, where I support and stand alongside undocumented students, advocating for equity, access, and a sense of belonging for all. This experience have shaped how I lead with passion, compassion, and a deep responsibility to every student. My 4 priorities is in basic needs, affordable education, student voice and representation, and lastly, transfer and career pathways. So as you vote, remember, vote for a leader who has delivered results. Vote for a leader that fights and will advocate. I lead with heart, listen with intention, and fight for justice.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing today? I'm Lynn, your candidate for trustee. Just so everyone's aware, I'm into tech and I do sustainability on campus. I've also been a part of the budget committee for the past couple of years. That's kind of how I stay involved in the community. I'm running for this district position because district issues are my specialty. Just some things going on in the community that I've done. I've remodeled elementary schools for the last 10 years, done a school in South Sacramento, 2 in Folsom. I've even gone out to Vacaville, and there's more in the future. Just this Saturday, I'm going to go clean up the river. So I'm definitely a hands-on community guy, boots on the ground. I do all kinds of community service. We do anything I could get my hands on. I like to get involved. And I'm all about student empowerment. And there's always a lot of talk on how we can really do that. And always students are coming to me with ideas. But the best way to really empower the students is that when you have your idea, just go to the committee and make it happen. And that's really what I like to see as your trustee. I have the pleasure of working with Nathaniel. I've worked with faculty over the past year, and it's really taught me a lot of things. And that's kind of one of my goals for running for trustee, was to actually learn, because I see the foundation, I see scholarships, and I really want to learn about that so I could be a great resource for our students coming in, because I'm not too familiar with that. Like, this is all a new process for me as well, these new positions that I'm looking to grow into. I'm a transparent guy, so online thing isn't really on my agenda, actually. I'd like to actually see more in-person classes, because when we go and register for classes, you might not actually have that time slot available, or maybe you'd like to take your harder class in the afternoon or the evening because you're not a morning person. So for online, we have great technology committees on campus. We also have curriculum committees, and there's great avenues there for you to reach out and get involved that way. And also the trustee position has a committee. So there are resources for online students to really get involved. Yeah, next up, I guess I'll just run straight into policy. So I do have an agenda. I want to come in and create a strategic
30
master plan for the
seconds.
year. And I'm a finance guy. Definitely financial aid is on my agenda. I'd also like to audit our emergency services for students and see how that's affecting us every day and our graduation rates. Another thing I'd like to see is me creating 4 trustee positions for each campus. These are just some things I'm going to bring on the
time is up.
agenda.
All right, you did it. You've heard of good trouble. We got a good problem. We don't have time for your questions. There's pizza. So, however, it's not that you won't have an opportunity to ask, but I believe the candidates will be here and you can ask them in a more informal setting and just a bit of time. We do need to take the opportunity, though, for each of the candidates to briefly have their opportunity for closing remarks. They have 30 seconds. And what I'll have you do is kind of go in the same manner we did before, starting at my far right and working our way down. I'll hand you the mic. You can, if you're amendable, you can do your closing remarks from where you are, and then hand the mic over to someone. You're not obligated to say something. Just pass the mic along if you feel like you've already said what you needed to say. Otherwise, we'll give them that opportunity, and we'll hold your questions for a more informal opportunity afterwards. Sound good? All right.
Vote for Dennis Lopez, everyone.
Just to recap everything, over the past year, I've worked on a few things, and I want to continue building off those as vice president. Thank you.
Yeah, just vote for me. I just really like, my important thing is just like you guys. I just want to have all your voices heard. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not your status quo candidate. I'm here to make a difference. It's not just a title for me.
Thank you all for showing up. Again, my name is Keela Roberts, and I'm running for Vice President of the Club and Events Board. I ask that you guys all come out and vote. Sacramento City College had the largest voting that took place last year, so let's just keep up the great work.
My name is Ephraim Sharikov. I'm running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs. Voting is on April 21st and 22nd. I'm a current student senator. I am a secretary of the Honors Club, and I have experience with my workers union and employment doing this sort of work. So please vote for me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Liana Matau. I am also running for Secretary of Legislative Affairs. I would love your vote. However, regardless of who you vote for, don't forget to get a free food voucher for the cafeteria.
Hello, everyone. Like I said before, I am not here because of my own self-interest, and I don't think any of us are. Hopefully, we're here for you. We're here because you deserve a student government that shows up and does the following up for you. So I'm excited to learn more about all of your individual stories and help you out the best that I can. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eileen Lim, running for Vice President. And if you want somebody that will hear your voice, vote for me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ubehi running for secretary. And just a reminder, elections are on the 21st and 22nd. So please come out to vote, bring your friends out to vote. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or stop by our office, which is upstairs.
I know what it means to be in a club. I know what it means to be in a community, and I really hope I get your vote. My name is David Tran, and I'm running to be your president for Clubs and Events Board next year.
My name is July Pia, and first of all, I'm very grateful to be here, very grateful to be able to run for Secretary of Legislative Affairs, and I really value a strong community and like a nurturing community, and I will be very grateful for your votes. Thank you.
I'm Yusuf Fuad, and once again, you can go over to yusufforlosrios.com and let me know what you want me to do to work for you. One thing I'm already pledging to do is the student trustee is the only paid position. It's about $1,000 a month. I'm going to donate 10% of that to create a scholarship for incoming students. So I really just want to be a part of you all and represent all 80,000 students at the district level. Thank you.
All right, everybody. First of all, I just want to thank you all for coming. I know you're all busy and your time is really valuable. So again, thank you. It means a lot to me. After, I'll be passing around QR codes where you could read a little bit more about me, and as well as just read what the student trustee does and just how to vote. And I'll be here after if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to talk. And again, my name is Leonardo Torres, and please vote for me. Thank you.
Vote for someone who understands community and was raised in the community. Vote for someone who understands what ally means. Vote for someone who will stand up for you in front of those board of trustees. My name is Nathaniel. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I mean, that gives me a lot of hope. And that's in short supply. So thank you guys. Really excellent job from everyone. Grateful for your participation. Thank you to the audience for your patience throughout all this, and could see you looking back and attentive to what was going on. I believe that what you guys are doing will make a difference. I did listen to previous forums, and what I heard in the past were in all the generalities and all the specifics, students that meant what they said and did what they promised to do and made a difference. So I think that's all available to the people who are here, and I thank them for that. And how about this tie? Maybe I ran for this. I mean, while we're here, I say that because the staff with whom I work know that this isn't something that I do, and that I'm doing it is a reflection of how much all of you truly matter to me. So thank you. And with that, let's eat. What do you say? Tuesday and Wednesday. That's it. Okay. All right. Thank you again for coming.